All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Chakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, salutations to the hopeful elect that's fighting the good fight of faith in truth and sincerity and wholeheartedly. Shalom unto the Akwath, which is the women believers. Shalom unto you. It said, but ye are they that forsake Yahweh, that forget my holy mountain. And the holy mountain is the temple. In the ancient times, we literally had a temple. Now you are the temple. And a lot of people don't understand that when you smoking, eating unclean foods, you're defiling your temple. So the modern day of defiling the temple or forsaking the temple is doing those type of things, and also idol worship. You ain't supposed to be partaking in idol worshiping because you are the temple. So if you are praising Jesus, Allah, money, whatever it is, you're forsaking Yahweh, that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that troop. Now, when you go into this word troop in the Hebrew is God, which is the same Hebrew word for the so-called Native Americans. All right. But also God is a deity in Babylon, in the Babylonian captivity. It's a Babylonian God, and he's a God of fortune and destiny. And it's crazy because I came across this last night when I was reading. I was like, so all this time, when we was in Christianity, we always say God, Father or God, right? So literally God is a literal God. Like it's actually an idol. So when you, all these years when you were saying, God, please help me, you literally was talking to the Babylonian God. Wow. That's why I love the Hebrew, man. You get more understanding. But the point of this video is that, idol worship, all it's going to cause for you is to have many sorrows coming your way. See, the modern day idol worship today, like the gods that I name, Jesus, Allah, Buddha, yourself, money, all those things are idols because you praise it, you worship it, you believe in it, put your trust in it. So it said, in that furnish a drink offering unto that number. Now, we could take this scripture a couple ways, because remember in Revelation 13 and 16, at the end of that scripture, Revelation 13 and 18, it said, any man have wisdom, let him count the number of the beast, and his number is 666, which is 666, right? So that's the number one idol that's about to come to the earth that you're going to have to worship. So you can use this scripture for that. Also, let's continue to read. Therefore, I would number you to the sword. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen, because when you do go out of the way of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, which is the only power, Psalms 96 and 5, there be many gods, but there's only one God who created heaven and earth. So you're going to be numbered to the sword, and you shall all bow down to the slaughter. But that's the only thing that is waiting for you. Matter of fact, let me get this real quick. It said, their sorrows shall be multiplied that hasten after another God. So your sorrows are going to be multiplied. Their drink offering of blood will I not offer, nor take up their names into my lips, which means you're not going to be written in the book of life. The Lord do not know you. Matthew 7 said, depart from me, you workers of iniquity. I do not know you, right? So, and the other thing too, like, when I think about this, man, this is how you know that the Lord is in control, because it's like, you can't possibly be that dumb. And guess what? We all partaking in this. But imagine building a God with wood and stone, an artificer. You made this idol, right? This is what we used to do in the ancient time. You make an idol, build an altar, a brick, wood, stone, whatever, or you go into the mountains and hills and you literally worship an idol that can't speak, that can't do anything, that can't drink or eat, but you go get a meat offering and a drink offering for an idol that you made. That's crazy. That's bugged out. That's bugged out. But anyways, it said, therefore I will number you to the sword, and you shall all bow down to the slaughter, because when I called, you did not answer. When I spake, you did not hear, but did evil before my eyes. I did not choose that wherein I delight not. So this is what's going to happen to you in the days to come. This is scripture that we always quote. And this is very important because this is what's about to come to the earth. So the first two scriptures talk about how you forsake the Lord, and now you're going to be numbered to the sword. And guess what? Part of the sword is a famine. So it said, therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, my servant shall eat, but you shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but you shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Why are you going to be ashamed? Because you forsake the Lord, and the Lord is going to forsake you in a day of trouble. You're going to have that stank face. All right. You're going to be looking salty. Like, damn, I lived my whole life going after the desires of my heart. And now when I need help the most, I'm forsaken. I always say this. What is the point of living your life in mirth just to look for judgment at the end? So as the scripture said, woe to them that laugh now, for they shall cry later. I would rather cry now to rejoice later. That's a better deal. Because what's inevitable, you have to go through the straight gate. Straight gate is a position of difficulty. It's burdensome. This is the movie. It's also the test that the Lord has set before us. This is his show. He run it the way that he wants to. So it's inevitable that you're going to go through some things. So you might as well get your mind ready. And a lot of people don't want to get their mind ready. A lot of people ain't ready for it. It takes a special man to go through the tests and trials of the Lord. So, you know me, I'm a big component on prayer. Got to ask for that strength to endure. So it says, behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart. See, this is talking about us. All right. The ones who believe, the ones who's putting his good foot forward to the best of their ability, because ain't none of us good. We ain't shit. It's just the Lord had mercy upon us. But we have a better chance than everybody else in the world. So we're mourning and the world is rejoicing. But let's read it again. Behold, my servant shall sing, not everybody, my servants, for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. Because when you hungry and your stomach touching your back, whoo, I do not know what it's like, but I've been hungry before. There's been a time, we all been hungry before, especially with this lack of mineral resources and vitamins and non-protein food. You eat an hour, 2 hours later, you act like it's like you never ate before. So we've been hungry before. So just imagine how hungry you feel when it's just a couple hours. We talking about days here. I don't want that smoke. And a lot of people going to get it. So it says, and ye shall leave your name for a curse unto my chosen, for Yahweh shall slay you and call his service by another name, which means that. So when you go into the word name, it's Shum, which means reputation, fame, and glory. So the Lord is going to have a new, refreshed, even better reputation, fame, and glory for us. That's what it means by my service going to be called by another name. We still going to have Yasharallah, but our reputation is going to be different. Our fame and glory is going to be different. Because right now it's looked down upon. Even the people who stole our heritage, the Ish people, the small hats. All right. Look, people always talking shit against them. So even just the name, period, is looked down upon in this world. But we're about to get our glory back. And it's going to be better. It's going to even be better than the time of the garden before Adam and Eve went off. Remember, we was immortal before we went off. Because sin is what brings death. It's going to be better than when we was with Solomon, King Solomon, that 40 years of peace. It's going to be better than that. So it says that he who blesseth himself in the earth shall bless himself in the most high truth. He that sweareth, which is another word of promise, he that sweareth in the earth shall swear by the power of truth, because the former troubles are forgotten and because they are hid from my eyes. All right. So everything that you do, you're supposed to do it in the Lord. This is what it's talking about. You acknowledge the Lord in all your ways. Let's get this real quick. One of my favorites, because that name is what brings salvation. Acts 4:12. It's saying, whatsoever you do in word or in deed, do it all in the name of Yahushua. Give it thanks to the Most High and the Father by him. And that's how you say it. Yahweh, which is the Father, Bahasham, in the name Yahushua. All right. Which that name means he saves, he delivers. So, and it says, for behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered nor come into mind. Because it's going to be like a bad dream. Matter of fact, I'm going to read through this real quick. Oops, Isaiah. So this is going to be like a bad dream, right? Because the former things ain't even going to come into our mind. So it said, when Yahweh turned again the captivity of Zion, we were like them that dream. Then our mouth was filled with laughter and our tongue with singing. Then said they among the heathen, Yahweh have done great things for them. Talk about the Israelites. Yahweh have done great things for us, whereof we are glad. We are glad. You see how the Lord talks? Whole bunch of possessive pronouns, possessive adjectives. You know, the word show possession, not talking about everybody else. That's why people need to have paid attention in English class. Understand the verbiage, man. The terminology. Every time the Lord talks, it talks about us, we, my. That's all shows possession. So it says, Yahweh have done great things for us, whereof we are glad. Turn again our possession, captivity. Oh, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, as the streams in the south. They that sow in tears shall reap in joy. He that goeth forth and weepeth, bearing precious seed, shall doubtless come again with rejoicing, bringing in his sheaves with him. So we ain't never going to go on, have a famine again. We ain't going to never have to worry about food again. Everything we plant is we going to reap. All right. The harvest is going to be full. So it says, for behold, I create a new heaven and a new earth, for the former shall not be remembered nor come into mind, but be ye glad and rejoice forever in that which I have created, which I create. For behold, I create Jerusalem a rejoicing and her people a joy. But you realize, so when we read the 13th verse and the 14th verse, it talks about us eating and rejoicing in the time of trouble. Because guess what? When trouble do start, that's literally the beginning of our salvation, because this is the last time that we ever going to have to go through trouble again. And the Lord promised that he's going to save his servants. Even when you be a martyr, the Lord don't look at that as being destroyed, because it said precious in the eyes of the Lord, the death of his saints. Psalms 115-16 or Psalms 116-15. It's one of them. I always get them mixed up, but I quoted the scripture. So the Lord also said that it's no greater love than he that laid down his life for his friends. Yahushua is our friend, man. In that same chapter, because I just quoted John 15-13. When you go down to 15, it said that I don't call you servants, I'll call you friends, because a servant know not what his master doeth. So we lay down our life for Yahushua like he did for us, for those who was meant to be laid down for. All right. Those who was meant to be a martyr, I mean. So it says, and I will rejoice in Jerusalem and joy in my people. There we go. Possession. And the voice of weeping shall be no more heard in her, nor the voice of crying. So let's end it on my favorite scripture. This is what we got to look forward to. I be wanting to end it on every time I do a video. I always want to read this scripture. So it's and the Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. There should be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. Guess what? These are all the things that we go through right now. It's going to be wiped off the face of the earth in due time. So let's rejoice, stay prayed up, and praise Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua with all that might to the best of your ability. We all have a measure of faith. And whatever measure you have, go all out in it. Shalom.